Your smile is your logo. Your personality is your business card. How you leave others' feelings after an experience with your becomes your trademark. With this thought, a very good morning to all my dear students. I hope that you all are in good health. This is Shreya Jadhav welcoming you all to my e-learning channel. And today we are going to learn English Grade 10, Chapter 9, Madam Rides the Bus, written by Valikanan. So, before starting with the reading and explanation of the chapter, let us know something about the author. Valikanan is the pseudonym of R.S. Krishnasamy. He was born on 12th November 1920 and he died on 9th November 2006. A Tamil writer, journalist, critic, translator from Tamil Nadu, India. Introduction for answer. Dear students, always remember that whenever you are writing down your question answers, start your answers with introduction. This creates a good impact. Prose. Prose name Madam Rides the Bus. Author's name Valikanan. Genre short story. Summary. An 8-year-old girl's first bus ride journey into the world outside her village is also her induction into the mystery of life and death. So now let us go through the summary of the chapter. Valimi, an 8-year-old village girl, was very curious about things. She was called Vali. Her favorite pastime was standing in front doorway of her house and observing what was happening in the street outside. She didn't have any playmates of her own age. She enjoyed seeing things as much as children enjoyed playing games. There was a bus which traveled between her village and the nearest town, and it passed through her street every hour. Once while going to town and once coming back. She was happy to see new people in the bus every time. A tiny wish crept in her head, and she wanted to ride on the bus at least once. When one of her friends happened to ride the bus and told her about the sights in the town, she would get jealous and would shout in English word proud without understanding its meaning. The friends used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. For many days, Wali listened to people who regularly used the bus, and she even asked questions. She came to know that the town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paisa one way. For Wali, this amount was a lot. The trip one way took 45 minutes. If she took 1 o'clock afternoon bus, she would reach the town by 1:45 and would be back by about 2:45. Vali made her plans and one fine spring day she went to the bus station raised by tiny hands to surprised. To stop the bus. The bus halted and the conductor called out to get in. The conductor was surprised to see that the little girl was going to travel to town all by herself. She was still outside the bus when she gave her fare money to the bus conductor. He told her to get in the bus and offered his hand to help her to climb up. Wali told him that she could climb by herself. Being a slack time, there were only 6 to 7 passengers in the bus. They were all laughing at Wali, along with the conductor. She became shy and went and sat on an empty seat in the front. The conductor blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward with a roar. The bus was newly painted in gleaming white color with some green strips, and the overhead bars shone like silver. The seats were soft and luxurious. Wali was not able to see the view outside properly, so she stood up on her seat. The bus was moving through a narrow road. On its one side there was a canal, and beyond it there were wide grasslands, green fields, and mountains. On the other side was a deep ditch and green fields. She stood up to see the sight. An old man called her a child and told her to sit down. She proudly told him that she was not a child, as she had paid full 30 paisa for the ticket. The conductor jokingly told the old man that Wali was a grown up madam and not a child. Wali looked angrily at the conductor and reminded him that he had still not given her the ticket. The conductor gave her a ticket and advised her to sit down comfortably lest she should fall and get hurt on sharp turns. She told him that she was not a child as she was 8 years old. At one stop, an old woman entered the bus and sat beside Wali. She was chewing betel nut, and its juice was about to spill from her mouth. She had big holes in her ears lobes and she was wearing ugly earrings. She asked Wali if she was alone. Wali confirmed that she was. The conductor also said that she was traveling alone, at which Wali got angry with him and told him to mind his own business. The old woman told her that it was not right for her to travel alone and asked her about her house. Wali told her not to worry about her. Wali had planned very well for her first journey by the bus. She had saved 60 paisa for this journey. She had not given in her desire for toys and other things. She did not ride a merry-go-round to save coins. She also chose the afternoon time to ride the bus because her mother slept after lunch. The bus was moving smoothly. The trees came running towards them. Sometimes it appeared that the bus would dash with oncoming vehicles, but both passed by safely. Suddenly, a cow came in front of the bus. The driver slowed the bus and sounded the horn, but the cow continued galloping in front of the bus as it was afraid. The bus had to halt. Wali clapped her hands with joy and laughed. After this, the cow moved off the road. The bus again started. At the crossing, the train was looking like a speck from a distance. After passing the railway crossing, the bus reached the town. The passengers got down, but Wali remained in the bus. The conductor told her that her ride for the fair was over. She refused to get down and informed the conductor that she was riding back to her village in the same bus. The conductor asked her if she didn't want to see the sights of the city. Vali said she was afraid to go alone. The conductor was surprised because she had in fact traveled alone in the bus. She paid her 30 paisa and demanded the return ticket. The conductor offered her a cold drink at the expense, but she refused. The bus again started for the village. Vali saw the same sights and enjoyed, but suddenly she saw the same cow which was running ahead of the bus, lying dead on the roadside. Some fast moving vehicle had struck it. Vali became very sad. She was now not interested in seeing anything outside. Then her destination came, and she got down and told the conductor that she would see him again. The conductor smiled and told her to come whenever she felt like riding the bus. Vali laughed and went towards her home. There she found her mother was talking to a chatterbox aunt from the south street. Her aunt asked her where she had been, but Wali didn't really reply and just smiled. Wali's aunt told her that she behaved as if she was a grown up lady. So, this is all about the summary of the chapter. Now, let us start the reading and explanation of the chapter. Chapter 9, Madam Rides the Bus. Before you read, in this sensitive story, an 8-year-old girl's first bus journey into the world outside her village is also her induction into the mystery of life and death. She sees the gap between our knowing that there is death and our understanding of it. There was a girl named Valiammi who was called Vali for short. She was 8 years old and very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing in the front door of her house, watching what was happening in the street outside. There were no playmates of her own age on her street, and this was about all she had to do. But for Wali, standing at the front door was very bit as enjoyable as any of the elaborate games other children played. Watching the street gave her many new, unusual experiences. So over here there is a girl called Vali Ammi who was shortly called as Vali. She was 8 years old and she was very curious about things. Her favorite pastime was standing at her doorway near her house. She never used to play outside with other mates, but she was only interested in watching people and what is happening outside in the street. Moreover to that, she always used to stand at the front door, and it was so enjoyable for her that as if she was playing other games like other children used to play, and how fun they get while playing, the same fun and enjoyment she had while observing and standing at the door side. You can see the image over here, how she is standing near her doorway and observing what is happening in the street. The most fascinating thing of all was the bus that travelled between her village and the nearest town. It passed through her street each hour, once going to the town and once coming back. The sight of the bus filled each time with a new set of passengers was a source of unending joy for Wali. So, what was the most fascinating thing for her? That was she used to see the bus, that how they travel from one village to the nearest town. And every hour the bus would come. Once it would go, and the other time it would return back. And she would see that every time there were new set of passengers, and that was an unending joy for Wali. Day after day, she watched the bus, and gradually a tiny wish crept into her head and grew there. She wanted to ride on that bus, even if just once. This wish became stronger and stronger until it was an overwhelming desire. Wali would stare wistfully at the people who got on or off the bus when it stopped at the street corner. Their faces would kindle in their longings, dreams, and hopes. If one of her friends happened to ride the bus and tried to describe the sights of the town to her, Wali would be too jealous to listen and would shout in English, "Proud, proud." Neither she nor her friends really understood the meaning of the word, but they used it often as a slang expression of disapproval. So now, every now and then, when she used to observe the bus, she was more and more tempted and fascinated and had a longing to ride in bus. And whenever she heard that no people or her fellow mates or classmates or any friend would go and travel in the bus to the nearby town or anywhere, she would know always have that jealousy within her, and she would shout out in English that "proud, proud." She and her friends didn't knew that that word what was the exact meaning of it, but they used it often use it as a slang expression for disapproval, that she didn't like that she hadn't traveled it and other people are enjoying it. Over many days and months, Vali listened carefully to the conversation between her neighbors and people who regularly used the bus. And she also asked a few discreet questions here and there. This way, she picked up various small details about the bus journey. The town was 6 miles from her village. The fare was 30 paisa one way, which is almost nothing at all. She heard one well dressed man say, but to Wali, who scarcely saw that much money from one month to the next, it seemed a fortune. The trip to the town took 45 minutes. On reaching town, if she stayed in her seat and paid another 30 paisa, she could return home on the same bus. This meant that she could take the 1 o'clock afternoon bus, reach the town at 1:45, and would be back home by 2:45. On and on went her thoughts as she calculated and recalculated, planned and replanned. So now her longing for riding bus had increased to a greater extent. Her desire, her dream of traveling become very much, we can say, no, accurate, that she desperately wanted to travel. And at that time duration, slowly and gradually, she started gathering information from the neighboring people who have traveled or the passengers, and listening, overhearing the conversation, that what was the cost, how they were supposed to go, how they are supposed to manage. And she made a whole chart that how much it would cost. It would cost 30 paisa of one way travel. It would take 45 minutes to reach to the next town, and if she paid the next 30 paisa she could return back also. And she calculated in her mind that if she took 1 o'clock's bus then she would reach to the town at 1:45, and then again she would come back home in about 2:45. And she calculated and recalculated because for her 30 paisa was also a big amount. Chapter 2. Well, one fine spring day, the afternoon bus was just on the point of leaving the village and turning into the main highway when a small voice was heard shouting, "Stop the bus! Stop the bus!" And a tiny hand was raised commandingly. The bus slowed down to crawl, and the conductor, sticking his head out of the door, said, "Hurry then, tell whoever is it, come quickly." "It's me," shouted Wali. "I'm the one who has to get on." So now it was one fine spring day in the afternoon time when the bus was leaving the village and heading towards the main highway. At that time, a small voice being heard, and it was shouting that stop the bus. The bus slowed down, and the conductor put his head out of the door and said, "Hurry, whosoever is supposed to come, tell them to come quickly." At that time, Wali told that it was her, that she was the only one who was supposed to get into the bus. By now, the bus had come to a stop, and the conductor said, "Oh, really? You don't say so." "Yes, I simply have to go to town," said Wali, still standing outside the bus. "And here's my money." She showed him some coins. "Okay, okay, but first you must get on the bus," said the conductor. He stretched out a hand to help her up. "Never mind," she said. "I can get on by myself. You didn't have to help me." The conductor was a jolly sort, fond of joking. "Oh, please don't be angry with me, my fine madam," he said. "Here, have a seat right up there in front. Everybody move aside, please. Make a way for madam." So now it was that the conductor was in a bit of surprising and he was a bit shocked. And at that time, he told that was she actually going to travel all alone? She said that yes. And she was standing outside the bus and she showed the money. And when the conductor stretched out his hand to help her to come up, she said that never mind, she would get on by herself. She didn't need any sort of help. Moreover, to that, at that time, the conductor was a person who was very jolly. Yes, he was a very enjoyable person. So he told that, "Please, madam, don't be angry." Yes, and he said that okay, here is the front seat for you. And he told that everyone please move aside and make way for madam. It was the slack time of day, and there were only 6 to 7 passengers on the bus. They were all looking at Wali and laughing with the conductor. Wali was overcome with shyness, avoiding everyone's eyes. She walked quickly to an empty seat and sat down. So now what happened? That it was a slack time means it was a time when no more work hour was going on. It was afternoon 1, and moreover to that there were only 6 to 7 passengers in the bus. They all were looking at Wali and they all were laughing with the conductor. Wali was overcome with shyness, but somehow she avoided everyone's eye contact and she just quietly and quickly walked to an empty seat and she sat down. You can see the image over here. May we start, madam? The conductor asked smilingly. Then he blew his whistle twice, and the bus moved forward with a roar. It was a new bus, its outside painted a gleaming white and some green stripes along the sides. Inside, the overhead bars shone like silver, directly in front of Wali about the windshields. There was a beautiful clock. The seats were soft and luxurious. Wali devoured everything with her eyes. But when she started to look outside, she found her view cut off by a canvas blind that covered the lower part of her window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. So now, jokingly, the conductor asked that if you give permission, madam, shall we start riding? And no, he blew his whistle twice and the bus moved forward. And the bus rode, means it was riding very quickly. The bus was new, it was painted with fresh white color with some green strips. The bars were shining like silver, and it was there was a beautiful clock, there was a windshield, the seats were very soft and luxurious, and everything was gleaming in Wali's eyes. But when she started looking outside, she found that her view was being blocked by a canvas blind, which covered the lower part of her window. So she stood up on the seat and peered over the blind. The bus was now going along the bank of a canal. The road was very narrow. On one side there was a canal, and beyond it, palm trees, grassland, distant mountains, and the blue, blue sky. On the other side was a deep ditch, and then acres and acres of green fields, green, 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 as far as the eye could see. Oh, it was all so beautiful. Suddenly, she startled by a voice. Listen, child, said the voice. You shouldn't stand like that. Sit down. So now, what happened? The bus was going on along the canal. The roads were very narrow. On one side there was canal, on the other side there were palm trees and grasslands and distant mountains and blue skies. There were deep ditches and acres of green fields. Everywhere it was greenery as far as the eyes could go. And she said it was so wonderful and beautiful. Suddenly, she was no disturbed, startled by a voice, and it said that, listen, child, you should not stand like that. Please sit down. So, today we are keeping it till here. In the next video lecture, we shall continue with the same. I hope you have understood the chapter till now. Thank you for watching and have a nice day, everyone.